Hey, hey, hey. Ha, ha, ha. Hope you guys had a great weekend. All right, so we ended off with me having the Chiari malformation in my head, my doctor telling me about my pineal gland being very large. So now I start doing research. I told you guys about that. So, okay, so I am my father's daughter, I mean, dude, if it doesn't make a little bit of sense, you need to give me some proof here. You need to give me a little bit of proof. So that was also an issue that I had, in my childhood. What I'm seeing, I'm just a loony bird, right? There's no proof of it. There's no proof. So now she says this to me. And then she said to me the one day, she goes, oh, by the way, she goes, do you think your father, would go for an MRI of his brain to see if he has it? And I looked at her and I said, well, I'll ask him. I said, but I bet he won't. So I said something to my dad, and excuse me when I say this to you, but my dad said to me, he goes, oh, fuck that. He goes, I'm not doing that. Because at that point, he said to me, he was already, I don't know, old, and he said, I don't need anybody to tell me I got it. I know I got it. So we just kind of laughed about it. So anyhow, my dad and I would have a lot of conversations about the whole Jesus thing. He also had a very big Jesus connect. A very big interest in all of that. We talked about some pretty cool things. We really did. And maybe I'll share that stuff with you one day. It's just stuff, I don't know. I miss being able to talk to him about just some stuff that only he would get. And I'm sure I'll share stuff with you. But anyhow, so yeah, he was a big Jesus guy. He also saw the bad stuff, right? And so anyway, so now, my dad, I want you to know at this point in my life, my dad's still living, my mom's still around, he's still married to my, his third wife. I'm married to my husband. I've got the 3 kids. Anyhow, so I start really diving into this spiritual stuff. And I thought, well, nothing else has shown me anything in my life. Yes, religion. Yes, overwhelming love and the feeling of Christ. Born again just was such a shift for me, so huge. My faith became the center of my universe, and I am so thankful that I went through that. I am so thankful that I went through that. Now, I feel that I always had faith at the center of my universe without knowing what to label it exactly, because I could see dead people, so then I wasn't good. So so then what do I even believe? I believe everything that Jesus says, but I don't seem to follow that, right? Because I'm a bad person. So that's where I was in my life and in my world, and I was so confused. And do not feel sorry for me, but my whole life, sorry, Mom, I've got to say this because it did affect me. And I get why my mom said this, but because I was a lot, but I've always been a lot because I'm meant to fucking be a lot. That's why. And, and I've tried to tame that my whole life. And now I'm 54 and I'm going to be a lot. All right. So get ready because I'm coming. So anyhow, you guys, we're all going to be a lot. We're all going to raise the fucking energy of this planet, damn it. We're all not going to do this anymore. We're all going to stop. And I'm going to fix it. Sorry, not that I am. But I know that Christ, he's been telling me to do this. And I'm going to give you there's just so much to tell you. Okay, so anyhow. I start realizing, so now I'm seeing Ginny again, right? And I start realizing, you kind of start realizing dude, she was there for me my whole life. She was there for me when everyone else was not. She was there for me when I was in my bedroom and no one else was. She was there for me. She was nice to me. She smiled at me. I swear to you, she read books to me, and it must have been in here. I don't even know. But she read books to me, and I heard her, And she was always so good to me, always so loving and caring to me. How can that not be okay? How can that not be okay? And I know that anything, because I'm Christian, I mean, you just know, right? That anything can disguise itself as anything. Evil can disguise itself as anything, right? Okay, so now I'm in a big, like, blown out panic in my brain over that. I mean, you know, I must have had horrific anxiety as a child. And I don't know if I just was used to living that way because of all of this. Like, I don't even know. I can't, like, I just remember being in that brain and being like, oh my God, I can't tell anybody what I think. I can't tell anybody what I see. I can't tell anybody what I hear. They make fun of me. They don't accept me. They don't like me. You know, that was always it. I used to pay my brother and my stepsister, or I would, maybe I thought I paid them. I don't know. I would beg them to go upstairs with me. I would beg them when I was a kid to go upstairs with me. And because I had to get something out of my bedroom. And they would make so much fun of me. I would beg them. And like, they wouldn't go up there. And like, whatever, we were kids. But dude, man, like, I was scared. I was so scared. I saw stuff everywhere I went. I couldn't control that. But the churches were telling me that I was evil. And I couldn't control what I was. And, so now it's all coming back. Everything I shut down for all of those years, it's all coming back. I'm letting it kind of, I cracked myself open. So now Ginny's back. Dude, Jesus is back in full-fledged again, right? But he's always been around. And I've always asked him questions. And they're just stupid questions. But can I tell you one thing? Every time, and I can't remember all of the questions I've asked Jesus. I can't. But as we're talking, I know they're going to come back to me. And I just want to tell you something. Every question I ask him, because I'm like, well, it says this in the Bible. What does that mean? You know, what does this mean? What does that mean? And when he explains things to me, can I tell you, it is utterly just stupid. I know that sounds awful to say. We have put so much around it. We've put so much around his teachings that is just fear. It's just all fear, right? It's all fear. However, if you read that Bible, sorry to get into this a little bit, but it's all going to make sense with everything eventually. If you read that Bible, there's just so much to this. And the fear that you hold on inside of you is what's really stopping you. That is what is stopping you. The fear of being accepted, the fear of being acknowledged, the fear of being heard, the fear of feeling stupid, the fear of being left out, the fear of them not accepting you. Just the freaking fear has been our whole lives, our whole entire lives. We are so scared. And that is not what this journey is about. and we got to push through.